Annyeonghaseyo and welcome to Awful Advent, a countdown of 13 holiday horror movies for the 13 days before Christmas. Our 12th film this year is a dark moral tale about the consequences of not following the rules. It's Gremlins! A last-minute Christmas gift means terror for a small town as monsters start wreaking havoc all over. What's striking about Gremlins is that this is a movie that's constantly incorporating and pillaging from other movies. Not only is Gizmo watching movies that he later imitates, and not only does director Joe Dante drop in scenes from movies that echo what's happening in his own story, this feels like it's set in the world of those movies. This is the world of Charlie Chan and Fu Manchu 40 years later. That's why Chinatown looks the way it does in this movie. It doesn't look like any actual Chinatown, it looks like the Chinatown from 1940s noir. Which speaks to why the father is an inventor. It invokes the scientist trope from old sci-fi and monster movies and updates it to the 80s. However, he's not a scientist trying to figure something out, he's an inventor making BS items to be sold in Sky Mall catalogs. He's always looking at everything as a way to make a buck, even Gizmo. When he learns that getting the mogwai wet makes it produce more mogwai, he imagines selling them as pets instead of studying the phenomenon. And this even ties into what Mr. Wing says at the end when he comes to reclaim Gizmo.
You do with mogwai what your society has done with all of nature's gifts. You do not understand. You are not ready.
This is the same warning delivered at the end of all the Atom Age films when people tampered in God's domain. Only this time it's not overly optimistic science creating a threat, it's the bumbling hubris of people ignoring older cultures and what went before. On top of that, the logic of movies drives this film. The cruel neighbor Mrs. Deagle is a walking movie reference. Scrooge, Mr. Potter, and the Wicked Witch of the West all rolled into one cartoonish bundle, so we know what her fate will be. The Gremlins, once they emerge, are suddenly wearing tiny outfits and making pop culture references because, fundamentally, they're a Chuck Jones cartoon. And, except for Spike, the Gremlins are defeated while their attention is captured by another movie. This thing is movies all the way down. Which is one of the things that makes it great. When I rewatched Gremlins last year, I was wrapped up in the craft on display, how good the scares are, how well put together everything is. This isn't a movie I return to out of nostalgia, it's a movie I return to because it's a rewarding experience in new ways each and every time I watch it. Nearly 40 years after its release, it's still smart, scary, silly fun and never gets tiresome. 5 out of 5 malicious, marauding, mauling Muppet monsters. Tomorrow we wrap things up by going back to the start with another adaptation of the original holiday horror story, one that has its own adaptation within it. Until then, stay safe, stay inside, and stay spooky.